Éditeur unique. À l'occasion de la présidentielle américaine devant le Courrier international veut faire redécouvrir l'Amérique tous les samedis jusqu'à l'élection de 3 novembre. La crise de Covid-19 puis la mort de George Floyd et les émeutes qui l'ont suivi ont montré un pays profondément divisé, irréconciliable. D'hier de rumeurs, l'énergie de semaine, les nouveaux invitons à prendre le pouls des États-Unis et à suivre une campagne électorale plus chaotique que jamais. Abonnez-vous pour le lire à l'instant. In the event of the presidential election in America, in 2020, Le Courrier International truly makes you rediscover America. On every Saturday. Up until the election on November 3rd, the coronaviruses and the COVID-19 crisis, and the plus death of George Floyd, and also riots that have followed, which had never been stopped to dominate the entire nation by dividing it ever before with a profound division, almost irreconcilable. And also the demonstration of humor and image of the week, we invite you to, literally discover the United States, to follow the electoral campaigns that has never been this much chaotic before. Please subscribe to our service to check out the essential. This is really best the summary of what's happening in the United States by capturing all the events that would actually, fascinate your interest. Providing, the actual report of the humors and events or political scandals or even, electoral results and campaign events that might truly, arrest your interest greatly. Where is that? Admirable Josiane Blur, comédien, fondatrice de l'ONG pour les enfants souffrant de handicap, qui publie en le 5 août s'écrit « Ne nous dis plus courage, dis-nous colère ». Admirable Josiane Blur, an actress and a founder of the non-governmental organization for children suffering from handicaps, which truly published this in a petition on August 5th, saying that we no longer pronounce courage to ourselves. We actually feel anger. It says anger to us. Ces révoltes à comparer avec le message du chef de la diplomatie iranienne, Mohamed Javad Zarif, expérimente le soutien de son pays au peuple résilient du Liban. This, revolutionary work is really what it matches with the message from the diplomatic chief, the head of the diplomacy in Iran, Mohamed Javad Zarif, expressing his support for the people who are resilient in Lebanon on behalf of his country. Le peuple résilient. He has been such a good supporter on the stumping for the people against the Lebanese government to be very rebellious and resilient. Alors, définitivement, non assez l'étale résilience dont nos classiques vont leur miel, comptant sur notre capacité de nous redresser bon pour le service chaque fois que les stratégies, leur bêtises et leur aventurisme nous conduisons dans le mur. Then, definitively, and indefinitely, not at such a lethal resilience, but every problem faced by us in a thorny sense somehow makes their honey to make things very smooth and nice for them by opening up a door to heaven? Nope. Especially accounting for our capacity to address and to redress the problem to ourselves. for our good service and well-being in each day in comparison with their treaties and their stupidity and adventurism leading us to the wall to face another brick wall obstructing the actual performance, right? This type of help that would be very good. However, it's not really definitive final shot, not to the lethal resilience, which actually makes their honey. That means which provides a sufficient cushion for them to absorb the shock from our capacity, especially counting our capacity to redress, all things that had been messed up, and the goods for their service, and each time that their treaties and their stupidity and their adventurism or their absurdity somehow leads us to the wall. That means it directs us to another obstacle. Yeah. Sur le rouleau de compresseur qui ne nous laissait aucun répit depuis que nous sommes venus au monde. Dans ces périodes, tous les déstressés, nous avons appris à relever la tête, à nous remettre debout, reconstruire ce qui était détruit et penser ce qui était blessé, en enterrer ce qui est mort et reprendre la vie là où c'est arrêté. Under the very compressive wheels, that means under the very compressive suppression in the metaphorical sense, which has never actually led us to pick up what should be actually done and how far we have come so far in this world, especially in the country in great distress. We have learned to pick up our heads again, to realize and recognize the situation by taking the matters with the full grips on them, by truly having our heads up to face the situation as it is. That's what we have learned so far, to reconstruct what has been destructed, and to truly cure and treat who has been and what has been injured, and literally inhume and bury who has been dead, and pick up the life from where it has been stopped. This is so far what we have learned. We have learned how to actually reveal to our lives, how to actually bury those deaths, how we actually learn to pick up where we left off by, bringing ourselves together and put our heads up to face the reality as it is, not evading it, gathering our powers, conjuring our energies to at least do things right, and literally put a band-aid, even actually literally putting a band-aid. That means we just actually, this is a symbolic meaning, that means we just not actually put a band-aid on it for a very emergent cure, but we are actually gathering our resources to cure and treat those who've been injured, in order to seek a long-term lasting reconstruction, somehow doing things in a constructive way to seek any type of reconciliation with a broken government in distress and destruction, whose future perspectives had been reduced to zero, by actually gathering our thoughts and the sentiments together to build the nation brick by brick, no matter how worn, torn, and run down this country might be.